Hello students, in today's class we are going to discuss about a new chapter, Introduction to Emerging Trends. In this chapter we are going to discuss three interesting topics like artificial intelligence, robotics and its types, and about big data and its characteristics. So let's start the class to discuss about these concepts in detail.
Emerging trends. So, introduction to emerging trends. Today, since the computers has been invented, from the day till now, it has faced a drastic evolution till date. When it comes to new technologies or the initiatives, it is emerging with each passing day. In order to understand the existing technologies and to have a better view of the developments around us, we have to keep an eye on this emerging trends. So what do you mean by this emerging trends actually? It is a state-of-the-art technologies that gains popularity and it sets a new trend among the users. So many technologies has developed so far around us, right? So not only the mobile phones, but many new technologies are coming every day by day. And some of these technologies, if you see, it succeeds, it does not succeed and fade away over time. But some of these new technologies prosper and persist over time, which gains more attention from the users. Like it can be Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp. So all these social networking sites also comes under some of the technologies where we are using it for mass communication among the people, right? And in this chapter, we are going to learn about some emerging trends that makes a huge impact on digital economy and interaction in digital societies. So let's see about one by one. Artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, if you consider, it is actually the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think like humans and mimic their actions. So that is the actual meaning of artificial intelligence. You would have wondered, so in so many applications, when you were using so many applications in your mobile phone itself, like Google Maps. If you take Google Maps in your smartphone, it is actually able to guide you and it takes you to the fastest route to your destination, to reach your destination by analyzing the real-time data. In case if you are going to face a heavy traffic ahead, that will also be updated in the Google Maps. Yes, even the traffic congestions, so which place is highly loaded with traffic, everything gets updated then and there. So it is all because of this artificial intelligence. Apart from that, even when you upload a photo in a social networking site and you would have noticed that your friends' photographs will be recognized and it will be tagged automatically. Have you ever noticed that? So that is also an application of artificial intelligence. And apart from this, the intelligent digital personal assistants like Siri, Google, and the Google Now, Cortana, Alexa, all these applications, all these digital personal assistants are powered by AI, which is artificial intelligence. So if you just give a command to Alexa, immediately it is responding you with the results, right? If you want to play some songs, any Tamil songs or English songs, immediately it is just recognizing your voice and it is responding you with the results. And if you wanted to get connected with all the home devices with the digital personal assistants, even that is also possible nowadays. So it actually, this artificial intelligence endeavors to simulate the natural intelligence of human beings into machines, that thus making them behave very intelligently. So an intelligent machine, it is supposed to imitate some of the cognitive functions of humans like learning, decision making and problem solving. So learning, decision making and problem solving is usually done by humans. But how we are going to simulate all these things into machines? So when we simulate all these things into a machine, when we program a machine to perform all these things, that becomes an intelligent machine. Understood? So in order to make machines perform tasks with minimum human intervention, it has to be programmed to create a knowledge base and make decisions based on it. So AI systems, if you see, it can also learn from the past experiences or outcomes to make new decisions. And in AI, the very first thing is about machine learning. So machine learning, if you see, it is a subsystem of artificial intelligence where the computers will have the ability to learn from data using the statistical techniques. So without it is not necessary that the human beings have to explicitly program a computer. So based on the data itself, it can learn, and by using the statistical techniques, and it comprises algorithms that uses the data to learn on their own and make predictions. So where do these predictions takes place actually? Have you ever wondered where these predictions takes place? For example, in Google search engine, when you search for some information, for example, about artificial intelligence, if you're about to search, if you just type the word artificial, immediately some of the keywords associated with the term artificial will be listed out. Have you ever wondered? So it is nothing but the predictions. So the computers, these algorithms uses the data to learn on their own, and it makes predictions. So these algorithms are called models, which are first trained and tested using a training data and testing data respectively. And after the successive trainings, once these models were able to give the results to an acceptable level of accuracy, only then they are used to make predictions about new and unknown data. So only after so many successive trainings, and they will check a lot, they will test a lot before releasing all these softwares, and only when they are able to give the results to some acceptable levels of accuracy, everything comes into existence, into the real world for usage. The natural language processing, NLP. So this is nothing but the predictive typing feature of search engine. So which is what we have discussed just now. So it helps you to suggest the next word in a sentence when you are typing some keywords in the search engine. Like even spell checking features are also an examples of natural language processing. So it actually deals with interaction between humans and computers using a human spoken languages like Hindi, English, Tamil, so anything. And in fact, it is possible to search the web or operate or control our devices using our voice itself. So in case if you wanted to make a call to your friend, and if you wish not to make use of your phone by tapping or by searching the number, and if you wanted to make use of the Google Assistant, you can directly call using your voice. So if you wanted to call your friend, you can just say the word call friend so and so name. So immediately the call will be made automatically. So all these things comes under this natural language processing, where the voice is converted into text. So all this has been possible by this NLP. So it can perform text to speech and speech to text conversion. So this is how it actually works. And if you wish to send a voice note, what we will do in WhatsApp, we will actually speak and send a voice note. We will record and send a voice note. But in case if you feel lazy to type, in that case you don't have to type at all. You can just make use of this natural language processing, this this particular feature, and you can just speak whatever you wanted to type, and that voice will be converted into text. That is, it will be translated into text from one language to another with fair amounts of correctness. So these are some examples or applications of natural language processing. And another emerging application area is automated customer service, where a computer software can interact with customers to serve their queries and complaints. So this is one such another emerging application area, automated customer service, where the computers will interact with the customers to solve their queries and complaints. Then immersive experiences. So immersive experiences actually here you have that can be achieved using virtual reality and augmented reality. So virtual reality, most of you were aware about it. What is meant by a virtual reality? Where it simulates our senses, it stimulates our senses, and it will make us feel like that we are into the real world of whatever we are doing, like whether we are playing a game or else we are into the PlayStation. So we will feel like we are into that completely. So it stimulates all our senses. So with a three-dimensional videography, the joy of watching movies also nowadays, it has reached to a new level. And video games, if you see, nowadays most of the video games are coming with immersive experiences to make the games more interesting. So immersive experiences, it allows you to visualize, feel and react by stimulating our senses. It enhances our interaction as well involvement by making them more realistic and engaging. And immersive experiences, if you see, it has been used in the field of training such as driving simulators, flight simulator and so on. So let us see how these immersive experiences works by discussing about virtual reality and augmented reality. So this is one such example of how a driving simulator works. Yes, and then virtual reality. So nowadays VR headsets are available in all the stores. Yes, so VR headsets, by using the VR headsets, even by connecting to the phone, we can experience the real-time environments. Yes, we can experience the VR that is more realistic. So if you see the VR, actually it is a three-dimensional computer-generated situation that simulates the real world. The user can actually interact with, and even he can explore the environment by getting immersed in it. He can get into it. Actually, the person will feel like he is actually, in case if he is driving a car, or else if he is fighting with a person, he will actually feel like he is into the real environment, and the person will start to move his hands and legs according to the environment. He will feel like he is actually working in the particular environment. So that's why it is called as immersive experiences. Clear? At present, most of the virtual reality actions are achieved with the help of this VR headsets itself. And to make the experience of VR more realistic, even more realistic, nowadays it promotes other sensory informations like sound, smell, motion, temperatures, etc. Even when you go to some theme parks, you have many simulation theaters. So simulation theaters where they makes use of this VR concept, and you will feel like you are into that particular environment, and you will feel more realistic. Like you will feel the smell of the flowers, in case of the flowers videos are about or portraying on the screen, or else you could feel the actual sounds where you could see. So everything becomes more realistic. So that comes under the sensory information. And it is a comparatively new field which has found its applications in gaming, not only in gaming but also in engineering and medical procedures, entertainment, and many areas where the simulation is needed for a better understanding and learning. Augmented reality. So augmented reality, if you consider, it is a superimposition of computer generated perceptual information over the existing physical surroundings. So AR, nowadays frequently you would have crossed about this word AR, augmented reality, like AR based animals, where you can bring the animals into the real places where you are living exactly by using the camera option in your mobile phone. Yes, so it actually adds the components of the digital world into the physical world. So digital world components can be added into the physical world at where you are. So that represents an augmented reality. And other sensory requirements are actually, it makes the environment more interactive and digitally manipulable. Yes. So the users can access information about the nearest places with reference to their current location as well. As well, they can get more information about places and choose on the basis of user reviews. Even the location-based AR apps is also available. So based on this, the travelers can access the real-time information of historical places. If the person is about to collect information regarding the historical places before they visit, they can just point their camera viewfinder to subjects like what they have shown here in the picture. So location-based AR apps are major forms of AR apps nowadays. Robotics. So robotics, if you consider, it is a machine which is capable of carrying out one or more tasks automatically with accuracy and precision. So a robot is something where it will follow up the instructions whatever has been given to it. Yes, so that too, the instructions will be followed up because of the computer programs, and this robot is programmable. And initially, these robots were introduced to perform the repetitive industrial tasks that are boring or stressful for the humans. So that is the reason why this robots has been introduced. But nowadays, robots comes with sensors, where there are many different types of robots are available, like wheeled robots, legged, then manipulators, and humanoids. Humanoids which resembles the humans. The robots that resembles the humans are called humanoids. And these robots are used in industries, medical sciences, bionics, or scientific research, militaries, and in many more places we have started using robots. Especially some of the examples, if you consider, NASA's Mars Exploration Rover, this MER mission. It is a robotic space mission to study about the planet Mars, which has been launched. And Sophia, which is a humanoid that uses artificial intelligence, visual data processing, facial recognition, and it also imitates human gestures and facial expressions. So drone. So drone, everywhere we have started using drone nowadays. So drone, it is an unmanned aircraft. Yes, you can fly a drone, you can control it remotely, and you can fly autonomously through software controlled flight plans in the embedded systems. So it actually works in conjunction with onboard sensors and GPS. So where we make use of these drones, if you see, especially it plays a major role in journalism and filming, aerial photography, shipping or delivery at short distances, then wildlife monitoring, or besides law enforcement and border patrolling. In all these places, drones have come into existence, where it plays a very major role, even during volcanic eruptions, where humans cannot reach the particular place. Drones can take a clear picture of the volcanic eruptions as well. So it plays a very major role in capturing all these images. So it works based on, all these things works based on the sensors. So robotics, if you see here, this NASA's Mars Exploration Rover, Sophia humanoid, and an unmanned aircraft. So it is an interdisciplinary branch of technology requiring applications of mechanical engineering, electronics, and computer science, among others. So robotics, if you see, it is primarily concerned with design, fabrication, operation, and application of robots. Then big data. So big data, if you consider, it is actually the technology that making an inroad into almost every sphere of our life. So the data which is being produced at a colossal rate, that represents a big data. So big data is nothing but if you consider Instagram or any social networking sites, if you're posting any pics or if you're updating any comments, not only us, but many people will start to post on it. In case if a particular hashtag becomes trending, what will happen? Throughout the world, everyone start to follow that hashtag and everyone start to like that. So that becomes trending, and that is also considered as a data where the storage part becomes difficult. Yes, so it takes many quintillion bytes of data that gets created every day. So all these things are termed as big data. Clear? So today, many billion internet users are there, and the majority of world's web traffic is coming from smartphones. So everyone is having smartphone in their hand nowadays. So by just having a smartphone, everyone is posting a pic, everyone is posting a comment. Most of them are following many different pages. Yes, so most of the web traffic comes from the smartphone nowadays. And the pace is actually increasing with continuous evolution of Internet of Things. So Internet of Things in the sense, so all the internet related things which we are using, so it has been increasing in vast amount. So the data is becoming very enormous, and the complexity which it faces is called the big data. So this results in enormous volume and complexity of data, which is called big data. So this kind of data which will be difficult to process and analyze using the traditional data processing tools, because the data is not structured. It is an unstructured data where all the post, instant messages, charts, photograph, everything it is in the unstructured format. So that is the reason it cannot be processed and analyzed using the traditional data processing tools. So it is not only voluminous, but it is also unstructured. And this big data, it doesn't represent the voluminous data alone, but it also involves various challenges like integration, storage, analysis, searching, processing. So many more things are there. It also holds some rich information and knowledge where it helps a lot in business processing. So if you see here, these are some of the sources of big data. Numbers are approximate, actually. Approximate numbers has been given, like Skype calls. If you see, so many people will make Skype calls. So more than approximately they have given per day, or else per hour, how many Skype calls are made. So status updated in WhatsApp. Then how many messages are being sent in 60 seconds. These many data are generated within 60 seconds. How these things are getting generated. in each and every social networking sites which we are using. New tweets, 5,47,200 tweets for every 60 seconds. And similarly, Netflix, how many hours being watched or how many pages are being watched, how many viewers are there in Wikipedia, then a particular YouTuber. So how many videos are being watched. So all these things, how all these things happens in 60 seconds has been given as in an approximate number. Some of the characteristics of big data, if you see, 5 characteristics you have in the big data. One is volume, velocity, variety, veracity, and value. So when it comes to volume, the enormous size of the data, that represents the volume. So if the particular data is going to be of a large size, that is difficult to process it with traditional DBMS tools, that is called as a big data. As the data become unstructured, you will find it difficult to process it with traditional DBMS tools. That's why it is called as a big data. So that comes under volume. And when it comes to velocity, so it is actually the rate at which the data under consideration is being generated and stored. And big data has an exponentially higher rate of generation than traditional data sets. And variety, it asserts that a data set has a varied data such as structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. So some examples, if you consider, many different varieties of data we have, like text, images, audios, videos, web pages. So many varieties are there in a data. So that comes under that. And veracity. Veracity is actually the trustworthiness of the data. Yes, because the processing such incorrect data can lead to wrong interpretations. So we have to be very careful with that. So the big data can be sometimes inconsistent, or it can be biased, noisy, or there can be abnormality in the data or any issues with the data collection methods. So that represents the trustworthiness of the data, which is more important. Value. So big data is not only the big pile of data, but also it has many hidden patterns and useful knowledge which can be of high business values. So we should make some preliminary inquiry to see the potential of the big data in terms of value, discovery, or else our efforts could be in vain. And finally, about data analytics. So data analytics, if you see, it is actually the process of examining data sets in order to draw conclusions about information they contain. So data analytics and technologies, if you see, it is used in commercial industries to enable the organizations to make more informed business decisions. Yes, it can also be useful for researchers to verify or disapprove scientific models, theories, and hypotheses. So in Python programming language, if you see, Pandas is a library that can be used as a tool to make data analysis much simpler. So these are some of the things that comes under artificial intelligence.
And that's all for today's class. I hope you understood the session, and we'll meet in the next class with the remaining concepts. Thank you.